We are back this morning with one of our dear friends opening up about her incredible life.
This is a big treat for us. Garten once worked in the White House, believe it or not, before she took a leap to open her own store, Barefoot Contessa.
She went on to write 13 best-selling books, become a TV star, lifestyle guru, and now Ina's opening up about all of it in her new memoir. It's called Be Ready When the Luck Happens, and she is here to tell us about it. Good morning to you.
Good morning, everybody. It's so good to be here.
So good to have you here.
Thank you.
I was just reading the fact that, you weren't even sure you wanted to write this memoir, and boy, are we so happy you decided to do it.
I really thought, who would be interested? I couldn't even imagine. And then when I looked back at my life, I thought it was actually much more interesting than I realized.
Absolutely.
Because we all look forward.
Yeah, and there's beauty in, I think, in some ways, being able to tell your own story.
Well, that's what convinced me. I haven't had a collaborator, Deborah Davis, and she spent probably a year talking to me about doing this. I was like, who would care? And she finally said to me, somebody's going to write your memoir, and it should be you. And I was like, oh, I get that.
Yeah. Listening to the conversation you had with Hoda that we showed earlier this morning, I mean, you have been in our homes for so long. I have all of your cookbooks, and I think it was so eye-opening for so many of us to hear about your childhood, to hear about the verbal and the sometimes physical abuse, to hear your father say that no one will ever love you.
Isn't that stunning?
How do you get past that? I mean, how do you move on from that to become who you are today?
I think it takes help. I think you can't really do it yourself, and I had really good help. I think also enormous determination to do it differently. I just remember when I was 15, and I just said to myself, I'm not going to do this again. I'm not going to recreate this when I get older. I'm going to be really clear about surrounding myself with people that are positive and happy and supportive. And then I met Jeffrey.
Yeah. And that's when your life
all
started.
of those things.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I love what you said to Hoda about how you can't let the way your childhood was define the way you live the rest of your life, and you've done that in spades. Let's talk about your career for a minute. I normally cover the White House, so I was excited. I was excited for an Ina Garten connection. I was like, hey, I got something in this, too. But so back in the day, you're always up for a challenge. You've pursued your passion. It's what drives you. 1978, you were writing nuclear energy policy drafts, I guess, at the White House. You'd have been a good source back in the day. Yeah.
They leave that to 25-year-olds? I can't understand it.
So then over time, you saw an ad for a specialty food shop, right? Of course, that drew you in, the Barefoot Contessa, as it would be.
And that's the ad.
That's so crazy that they pulled it. I'm going to try dialing up that number and see what happens. But so what became, what made you take that leap?
No, what I was doing at work was writing budgets for nuclear energy policy in the White House. And what I would do at home is cook, and I would renovate old houses, which I love doing. I was doing creative things. And when I turned 30, I thought, why am I doing something I found really quite uninspiring?
You can say it, boring.
And nothing ever happened. And in my spare time, I was doing stuff that really excited me. And I thought, this is backwards. I need to. So I started thinking maybe I'll either go in the food business or I'll go into real estate. And then I saw this ad.
Oh, my goodness.
Wow.
And that just changed my life. And I mean, I didn't know anything about it. And I just thought, I'm just going to take a chance. I'm just going to. And it turns out when you look back, the things where you really took a risk, those are the things that are in the making of your life.
I think that will resonate with so many people, whether it's jumping to cook or whether it's jumping to do something else, just the fact that you listen to that little voice inside. I know you poured your heart and soul into that place. Do you remember in the thick of it how many baguettes you made a night?
Well, I didn't make them, but I had a baker who was this incredibly beautiful woman, and the ovens were in the window. Yes. And when she was baking, we would sell 1,000 baguettes a day. There was a line of men that wanted to watch her bake baguettes. Yeah. She was just fat, and she was a fabulous baker. And so, we would sell 1,000. But that was a time when we just made baguettes. Sure. And then later we made other kinds. But people didn't know what homemade bread was then. Yeah. So it was really, and we had French deck ovens, and the whole store smelled like French bread. It was just fabulous.
I mean, I don't know. I've always had dreams of I want to open an ice cream shop or I want to open a bakery, but I don't do it because I wouldn't even know what to do. And you were in the situation where you also didn't know what to do. So what did you learn through the process of just, buying this place and opening this business? What did you learn about yourself?
I learned that I really like hard work. I like to be physical. And I mean, when I worked in the White House, I would dream of having a job where you didn't have to wear silk blouses and high heels to work, but you could wear sneakers. And I mean, it's as simple as that. And that also, I like being in a place that felt like a party. And I felt like the store, if it felt like a party, would be a place that people would want to come. But also, I wanted to go to work, and my employees wanted to go to work. So it was, I could create the environment I wanted to have. And that meant a lot.
So many good life lessons, so many good stories that you share, but there's one that's particularly compelling to us. And it's an hour when most kids are at school, so we can share it. A little beer pong, as it were, back in the day, right? This was a Taylor Swift after party.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Oh, we have a picture of it.
We actually have a picture of it.
We've seen this. So what's going on here?
So I went to a Taylor Swift concert, and she invited us backstage and said, we're having a party after the concert where all of the trucks that bring all the equipment create an enormous circle in the parking lot, and there's a party every night after the show with music and food and everything. And there was this beer pong thing. And the women's soccer team had just won the championship.
Oh, right.
That was Abby Wambach, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. And my friend Kate said to me, come on, let's go play beer pong with the.
Do you know
I was
how
like,
to play beer
I never played beer pong. I didn't even know what it was. And so I went with her. Talk about taking a chance.
Exactly.
And Abby Wambach came up to me and she said, I'm going to be your advisor. She's like yelling at me, I'm going to be your advisor.
Did you hear this
And I
story?
don't think I can say on TV what she said to me, but she said the deal is to get the ball into the cup.
That could have been the subhead on this book, from baguettes to beer pong.
Ina, what a delight. Congratulations.
Thank
I hope you're
you.
able to take this all in, all this love we're giving you.
It's just stunning to me, and I just I wrote it because I thought it would be interesting to write, and maybe people would learn something from it. The affection I've gotten back is just extraordinary.
We all love you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Again, the
so
book is
much.
called
That's just
Be Ready When the
amazing.
Luck Happens, and it is available today.
All right, well, stick around. Ina will be back for more with Hoda and Jenna. And you can also watch Hoda's Sit Down with Ina at today.com. And the latest episode of Making Space is available tomorrow, wherever you listen to your podcast.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link right here.